As several states began the reopening process after coronavirus, the questions comedians have been asking: when is live stand-up comedy coming back? Dave Chappelle has started hosting outdoor comedy shows in Ohio, while several other comedy clubs have slowly reopened. Just last week, D.L. Hughley collapsed on stage after passing out. After being hospitalized, Hughley discovered that he has been diagnosed with coronavirus. All right, guys, so let's get into it. Do we think it's too early for comedy clubs to reopen? I'll start with you, Rita.
I'm gonna say yes. I love comedy, but I ain't trying to die for it. And when I saw what happened to D.L. Hughley, I was like, all right, clearly it's too soon. We see it on the news, a lot of the places are spiking. So I think we should just wait a little bit longer, unless they're gonna socially distance, but then they might lose money that way if you ain't got but 10 people in the club. So I think it's better to be safe than sorry. So my answer is no right now, but it also depends on where you at, because some states they're low, some countries the coronavirus rates are low, but they spiking right now. So I ain't trying to die for comedy.
I feel that. What about you, Capone? What are your thoughts?
I did a show 2 months ago, and it was successful. I didn't pass out.
Where were you?
I was in Atlanta. I did the Atlanta Comedy Theater. Very successful, 5 shows. I don't know. I'm not a fan of all of these new details that's going on with shutting down, changing your life, and all of this stuff. I mean, they open up the beaches. Walmart, you can go shopping in there, 2,000 people, but you can't go to church. I mean, of course, I would want to take precautions, and hopefully everybody lives. But I don't think that DL passed out because he was at a comedy club. I just don't believe that.
Makes sense. What are your thoughts?
I feel like this. Either we all in or we ain't. Now, if they're going to shut this whole country down at once for like a couple months or a month or whatever, shut it down, I'm cool. But we're not about to pick and choose. If you're going to pick and choose, then I feel like, hey, a comedy club is allowed to stay open. If you want to go there and do your thing and watch the show and do comedy, I don't have a problem with that. I don't. So either we're going to shut it down, but we're not going to nitpick. Shut this down, I shut this down, shut this down, I shut this down. No. If you want to come and see some comedy, come out and see comedy. And let me tell you something. DL falling out, then you don't get corona in the same day you fall out. It's a virus. It takes a while. So he probably had that, whatever, if it was corona, I haven't heard anyone falling out from corona. I haven't heard anybody faint from corona. You know what I'm saying? Most people have not. They feel they're sick, they go to the hospital, they find out they have it, then they might get on a ventilator because of a situation like that. He wasn't on a ventilator situation. So I don't think he had got corona that night and fell out. I think he might have been dehydrated like he said he was. I believe that's what it was. And I think, so if you caught the corona, if he did have corona, that could have happened 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. I don't think it happened that night. Right. I don't think he was clear the night before and that happened to corona. I don't think it did. And if it did, I don't think that's the reason he fell out. So I say comedy clubs can stay open. If you want to see comedy, people want to get out, want to see stuff, cool. If you're sitting home saying, "Oh, Dad, you gonna die," just stay your monkey ass home. Stay home. You stay home. If you stay home, it's fine. If you stay home, you won't catch it. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm thinking about saliva though as a comedian, because we all know them microphones be nasty as shit.
So on the phone, we have DeMarcus Cousins with us. Thank you so much for calling in. What are your thoughts with comedy clubs starting to reopen during this time? Do you think it's too early, or what are your thoughts?
Obviously, everybody wants to kind of get back to the norm, which is, going about our daily and being amongst our peers and, being, social people. But it's also a health risk at the same time. And honestly, I don't think anybody really knows the right answer right now. Obviously, we all want to be safe. We have, our own families to go back home to, and we want them safe. But with that being said, I think that's just a question that's kind of in the air. I feel like if we do take the proper steps forward to, getting this thing under control, we can eventually get back to that point.
What's up, DeMarcus, man? It's Pierre, the light-skinned comedian. The funny motherfuckers, you ain't put on none of them shows, but it's okay. I ain't even mad at the shit, nigga. I ain't mad. I know what time it is. I know you're a country boy from Mobile, so ain't much happening over there. You don't know no better. You just found out about me. I think I saw your monkey ass in that Rich Boy video, motherfucker. Remember Rich Boy put them D's on it, nigga, from your school? Yes, nigga, that was you back in that crowd, nigga. Come on now, you 17 years old thinking you was this shit and playing that ball over there at Magnet. I know what it is, brother, so I watched you. I know where you come from, man. I want to say, I respect what you're doing with the comedy, and I appreciate that, brother, because, you know, as a comedian myself, we need every outlet, anybody to help us, man, because a lot of people who need to be seen in a bigger way. So I appreciate you stepping up and putting your money behind it and putting them shows. I think you first started off in Sacramento, because I know I was doing some shows, and I saw some flyers. Wasn't Sac, right? I thought that. I knew about it because I wasn't on it, so I remember that one pretty well. I was like, this motherfucker ain't put me on Sac and shit. Damn, nigga. Damn, I got to follow you around. I can follow you around the league. I can't follow you around the stages and shit, though. But it's all good. But I'm just saying, I respect it. How do you go about picking your comedians? Is people you like? You just, you see a lot, or how does that go?
Honestly, I handpick every comedian.
Nice.
Like I said, I'm a huge comedy fan, so. Like I said, I know exactly who you guys are. I grew up watching you guys, Comic View. Like,
right.
I'm clocking in early to make sure I don't miss any performer on Comic View.
Okay.
So, with social media now, there's so many guys with platforms, so it makes it that much easier. I'm really big into the up and coming guys, and
okay.
With that being said, the black up and coming guys.
There you go.
So what's your love for the comedy world? Will we ever see you on stage? Will you ever handpick yourself?
Hell no. Hey, I'll say it for you. Hell no.
Hey, I play ball. Y'all make jokes. We gonna stick to what we do.
Yeah. I can respect that.
Since you in tune with comedy so much, bruh, I've been on Shaq for 4 years on tour with Shaq. And I know you know the comedians because I saw some of the brothers from the Shaq tour. But I was the headliner. That means that I was the man on that tour. Okay. But somebody who's in tune, I didn't even get a call. And then I found out that the agency that booked some of the comedians are the same agent as mine. So some of them might get fired too. So if you want to talk to me on your next special, I advise you to be talking now and tell me when we about to shoot, because that's how we going to do it right away. Yeah, because I talked to Shaq and I said, you and DeMarcus got some kind of beef? And he was like, no, that's my man. I said, all right, well, you better talk to him because there's going to be some problems the next show.
DeMarcus, let me ask you a question, man. I grew up in the East Coast, and I know nicknames are different, but, nigga like, you a big nigga named Boogie, okay? That's a name for, is that some shit, like, is that a Mobile, Alabama kind of thing? How'd you get that name?
You say you're from the East Coast, right?
I'm from the East Coast, D.C. area.
I know you know who Rod Strickland is.
Of course.
Rod Strickland gave me the name Boogie when I was at Kentucky.
What?
Wow.
Okay.
Oh, that's what's up.
Okay.
So y'all got to take it up with my OG, man. Yeah, it goes back to what we were saying earlier. It's like a sensitive topic because, like you said, we want to get back to the norm. Y'all want to get back to your hustle. The fans, they want to go in and get a good laugh, but at the same time, everybody's health is at risk. So it's like a fine line that obviously we have to figure out.
How are you adjusting during coronavirus?
I wanted to answer that for you.
Say that again.
I wanted to answer that for you. You was on the bench in the NBA, so it ain't bother you.
Damn. Somebody said he got a couch shaped like the bench on his team.
He said he likes that, DeMarcus. You said you like to be roasted on your shows, right?
Let me say this to you, and this is something that's totally different. Watching you play, you're very aggressive. You kind of remind me how I am with comedy. You don't care. Whoever's guarding you, you're going to show them. Where did that mentality come from? Is it with me in comedy? Oh, you need to tone it down. I ain't toning nothing down. I'm going to be myself. Did they try that with you?
Yeah, I would say, yeah, they tried to tone down. It's a saying, and I may say it wrong, but it's basically saying you got a better chance taming a lion than turning a house cat aggressive, if that makes sense.
Right. I get it. Yeah.
So that's basically what it was for me.
No, okay. Now let me ask you a question. Do you have cousins? Nigga, because I know everybody said DeMarcus is cousins. Everybody said, I'm DeMarcus' cousin, I'm DeMarcus. Nigga, everybody DeMarcus' cousin. And DeMarcus' cousin is DeMarcus' cousin. How the fuck is that?
To be honest, I get some pretty weird conversations when it comes to my name. I'm pretty used to it.
Right.
All right, this is my last question. When going through a trade, like from being champions with Golden State and going to the Lakers or whatever the situation, is it a decision that you made just through tired of playing with Golden State and wanting to move on, or you didn't see no future? How? Because Golden State just like totally evaporated a little bit. So what was that about?
You one thing about the NBA, you can love basketball as much as you want. At the end of the day, that's a business. Yeah. So once you get that mindset, everything else will kind of fall into place.
So on that note, that it's a business, I know with your specials, you finance them, you own them. Why is that important to you to make sure you have full ownership of those specials?
Honestly, it was kind of brought to me because, like I said, this started off as a hobby. Like, my first comedy show, I put it together because, one, I wanted something to happen in Sacramento. Mm-hmm. Two, I needed something that I could enjoy. Mm-hmm. I was front row, probably laughing the loudest in that motherfucker. Mm-hmm. But with that being said, the people around me, obviously it turns into a business. It turns into something totally different than what it initially started from. So I put those people in place, and they're going to make the best business decisions for them.
And then, DeMarcus, before we let you go, if social distancing is going to, continue, as we know, the numbers are going up, things are kind of getting crazy, how do you plan to produce your next one? Because I know you said you want to produce that fourth one.
Do it in Atlanta. Niggas don't care about social distance in Atlanta. They hugged up right now. So do it in Atlanta, nigga. They don't care. You can put 2,000 motherfuckers in the club right now, and they'll be all together with no mask on. And the comedians. So do it in Atlanta. Shit.
But I know it'll be with my next team in wherever city I'm in. So all we can do is hope and pray that the situation is correct to make that possible.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. We definitely look forward to the next special. Thank you for calling in, DeMarcus, and good luck with healing.
Thanks for having me.
What are some suggestions you could give to how comedians can make money during this time?
Well, there's a whole lot of different things. First of all, you market yourself. And if you're marketing yourself and you have a fan base, your fan base will support whatever it is that you're doing. You don't have to be up there telling jokes. It's just certain things that everybody just think that is one train, one mind. You got to learn to brand yourself. Yeah. That is the key word here, branding. When you can learn to brand yourself, ain't nothing in this world can stop you.
But I've learned during the quarantine that you have not because you ask not. Like, every time I post a flyer that says, hey, I'm booking for virtual shows, I get booked the same damn day. But if you don't ask and you don't let people know that you're available to do these things, then they won't know to reach out to you. Like, I just moved to New York and my rent is over $2,000. So it's like I said, and I'm from Mississippi, so that's like way out the wazoo. Yeah, and so it's like either you sink or swim.
And that's very important. A lot of cats don't want to learn the business. And I'm listening to you where you're a young comedian and already you're innovative enough to know the business.
Yeah, but she grew up with the innovation, this young stuff. We're talking about veterans who aren't used to that kind of stuff. She don't remember when there was no innovation. Right. All her time was Instagram and social media and how to hustle. So a younger comic is going to be quicker to do the innovation than the older comic. We like, man, I ain't about to be online all night long texting people. I don't know how to send a message and shit. Her generation does. So they're going to flourish and be quicker than ours. We got to learn how to. You are smart enough to say, hey, I'm gonna do what these young kids do. We got some old cats be like, man, I ain't about to do all that bullshit. I'm gonna just sit around the house and not work, and that's what happens.
I've heard some veteran comedians say this is beneath me. Like, if I'm not on stage, I'm not gonna be telling jokes in front of a phone.
Well, here's the crazy part about the whole thing. Since this has happened, all of those, and I'm no disrespect to them, but if you take it that way, that's their business. These internet comedians, there's nothing going on with them now. Nothing, not one, you don't see none of it because it was oversaturated when it was doing it. So now that there's no platform for them to have these fan bases come in, there's no more creativity. So everything is back to the essence of the beginning right now.
What do you mean? Because I know a lot of young comics, Ha Ha Davis, all them, they still online, they killing the online still.
It's not the same as they're not doing no comedy clubs.
Well, there ain't no comedy club being done there anyway.
That's my point.
But they still making money. They still building their fan base. They still feeding their fan base with the stuff they were doing beforehand. Come on now. But by the time Corona pop up, they're going to be like, nigga, I've been following you for the last six months with Corona. I'm coming to see your ass at the club. So they are still doing stuff online. These young cats are. In fact, the veterans need to, which I do. I'm online too. We had to go do comedy clubs for years and years before we started popping. Nowadays, a guy can become a comedian from today to tomorrow and go online and start posting some shit and get a following. You know what I'm saying? Before his act is really prepared. But if his young crowd likes that, then God bless you. Do what you do for your young crowd. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of being creative too, Dave Chappelle decided to do an outside show in Ohio. So what are your thoughts about that space?
Right, exactly. That's Dave Chappelle.
I can't do that. So, I mean, kudos to him.
Well, if the opportunity presented itself, like if if there was venues, because I mean we don't know how long this is gonna go. So if venues started opening up, would y'all do?
Sure. We comedy's a whores. Comics are whores. We'll perform anywhere, damn near. You give us a microphone with some, if the situation correct, we'll do the show. Don't you paying us, you'll do it. Outside show, I tried to do outside show to my mailman. He just drove off. I'm like, I had one person. I'm like, damn, dude, you can't listen to me for 5 minutes. Like, nah, player, you ain't got no mask on either, nigga. Gone. So.
But the thing is, Corona was supposed to leave when it got hot.
Yeah, but it's spiking.
All this misinformation is just unbelievable.
But we found out who's sinking and who's swimming too. This Corona showed you who the boss and who ain't the boss.
You're right.
I seen a lot of brothers goddamn sign up for Uber. Uber Eats, nigga. I'm like, nigga, when you featured with me last week, nigga? Hey, man, what you want? Did you order this sandwich? All right, man. I mean, let me go and tip you, man.
But did y'all feel more creative? Like, okay, because I'm thinking, okay, I need to diversify myself. I can't just be dependent on stand-up comedy tour money. I got to find out some other shit to do so I can live, like have multiple streams of income. Some people like, oh, I've been discouraged the whole time. I haven't written anything and I'm just struggling. But I don't know how it's been for y'all.
Because a lot of people don't write anyway. Yeah. That's very true.
Yeah, I heard a couple of joke comments, man, and 9/11 was a trip, wasn't it? Yeah. 9/11? Not 20 years ago. What you want, 9/11? You still doing 9/11 joke?
All right, so to close out, closing remarks. Is it too early for comedy clubs to reopen? We'll start here.
No, to me. They open up everything, they open too many other things. So either we close everything down or we keep opening things up, and it is what it is. You don't have to go to a comedy club if you don't want to go to a comedy club. And if you're worrying about people getting corona, you wear the mask and you stay home until it gets to the point where you want it to be, which is never going to be gone. Corona is here to stay. I'm sorry to tell y'all. It is what it is.
All right. What about you, Capone?
I agree with Pierre. Open up. I've seen Walmart never close. 2,000 people. They tell you 6 feet apart, but I'm next to you in one line paying the cashier here and you paying the cashier there. It's stupid to me. You can go to Walmart, but you can't go praise God. So, no.
You praise God at home, though.
Huh? But churches need their little money.
But they doing drive-through tithes and offering.
They definitely are.
Baby!
All right, guys. Well, I definitely appreciate you guys for giving me your input. And of course, I want to know what y'all got going on. So we actually start this way. Capone, what we got going on?
I have a new movie that I'm producing, and I'm very happy about it. We start shooting in July. It's called Traffic Lane. And I'm also starring in the movie. I couldn't produce it unless I star, If you're going to put your money up, put your money up. I also got a young lady that I'm working with that's doing a podcast. Actually, we're going to work here at the Comedy Hype office, and her name is Monet, and she has a lot to talk about, and so I want her voice to just be spread all around the world. Very, very good.
We're looking forward to hearing that. How can we follow you on social media?
Comedian Capone, follow me, man. I do this thing called Cash App. I'm sorry, Capback, where I have a whole forum of Capettes. I really like how Beyonce got her beehive. Yeah. The Capettes don't let nothing go wrong with me. Even if I'm messing up, they call me up, hey Cap, you could have did this way. So at 7 o'clock every day Eastern time, except Sundays, we do this thing called Capback.
I like that. Rita, what about you?
All right, so since I'm not actually in the comedy clubs right now, I need everybody to stream my stuff. So I have a comedy special out right now called Sip on This Tea. I have 2 songs out called Quarantine Shuffle, Can You Rob Me Like a Pothole? So more than a comedian, I'm a musician as well. So I do get a little change from streaming. So you can stream my stuff on Apple Music, iTunes, Spotify, and I might be joining OnlyFans pretty soon too.
Okay, hey, it's a platform. And how can we follow you on social media?
At Rita Brent Comedy.
And as I always say, last but certainly not least, Pierre.
I got my new podcast called Pierre's Panic Room. So I want y'all to support that. Starts in late July. I'm pretty excited about it. It's a crazy, wacky podcast. We talk about everything, do everything. We got contests in there, man. We got, you name it, we're going to do it. I also have right now, if you go to YouTube, since you're on YouTube watching this, you can go to Dating Pierre on YouTube. I got these shows about 7 episodes about different type of females that I've dated here in Atlanta. From 18 to 80, blind, crippled, and crazy. And a lot of them like that. But besides that, catch me on social media at Comic Pierre, C-O-M-I, well, it's written on here. You see what it is. Yeah, just catch me on there, man, and let me know how you feel. Well, you're gonna let me know how you feel in the comment section. I know here it comes.
Awesome. Good stuff. Well, you heard from our comedy analyst. Is it too early to reopen? I don't know. You let us know what you think right down below. I'm Symphony Thompson, and this is the Comedy Hype News Show.